Have you ever thought, I'm in an accident? Oh my goodness, I can't speak. Or my throat has been injured. What's going to happen? If you've ever had those kind of questions, maybe I might have an answer for you. Now, when I had my accident back in 2014 of November, I sustained a scarring on my neck. Like I was cut on my neck, and I had a lot of issues, and I still do up to this day with my throat. Now, with the brain injury, I can tell you from personal experience with my brain injury, I had issues with my swallowing. I had issues with my chewing. I had issues with my speaking. All of these things involves your throat. And now the thing is when you swallow and you're not thinking about, okay, I'm swallowing and I want it to go down the right part of my throat, it's going to go down the wrong part of your throat. Now, when I first had this accident, I had that metallic taste. And even after the accident, I had a metallic taste in my throat. And it was always feeling like I was being strangled from the inside come out. And then I had a huge scar on my neck that came from here all the way down. I'll look for the picture and hopefully I can find it that y'all can see what that scarring looked like. And I don't even recall anybody looking at that scarring when I first had it. I did a home remedy. I had Vaseline on it. We'd clean it and Epsom salt, and then I had Vaseline on that as a covering. These are Caribbean old school remedies. And that's what I had on my neck for the longest of time. Now, the thing is, with that metallic taste, it did not go away for the longest of time. I remember, you know, tasting blood in my throat. And then, the thing is, if you see my other video, said my ears used to bleed. And so we know that with our sinuses, like it, your eyes, your nose, and your ears, and everything is, connected in a way. And it's not a good thing to be tasting blood in your throat, having that metallic, that iron kind of taste. It's not a nice feeling. And with the swelling in my throat, I felt like I was being strangled from the inside out. And no matter what I was doing, I couldn't get that strangulation away. I'm sure if somebody has had an allergy, I'm trying to akin it to something that maybe y'all would be able to I can put that and that together. Like if you have allergies and your nose is all clogged, or you're sick and your nose is all clogged and you can't, you can't breathe properly. And no matter what you do, you hold down one nostril and then you hold it down the next trying to breathe, and nothing is working. That's how I was feeling. That's something to how I was feeling in my throat, being strangled from the inside out. No one can see it on the outside, but you're feeling it on the inside part of your throat. And, I was scared that I was not going to be able to speak properly because, I had that disconnect in my brain with what was coming out of my mouth. So things would get caught up and they would not come out. And so I was very scared that I was not going to be able to speak properly. Now I know you speaking in your throat, two different things, but you've got that voice box inside. And I, y'all, I was really scared that I was not going to be able to speak right because I'm a talker. I'm a talker. From before the accident, I was a talker. Like I would love to we go, oh girl, do you know this is what happened when I went blah 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 blah, and you're talking and that kind of a thing. So that was who I was, but to see that, you're strangled from the inside, you cannot do that. All of that charisma, that, I don't want to say je ne sais quoi, but, all of that different things that you had gone, like it's gone. And who you were, well, not you, but me, who I was as a Astra was gone. And so when I had that scarring on my neck, I was very self conscious on my throat. Very, very self conscious that, the first thing people is seeing when they see me is this huge scar on my neck. I mean, for me, I still see it. Others says, it's faint now, but I still like I'm conscious of it and I'm trying not to be conscious of it. And it's it's not easy. And then one of the issues that I had, my throat would get very dry. And it was very easy for my voice to go hoarse. So all of a sudden I would be talking and my voice has gone hoarse. And so, people are like, ooh, it sounds sexy and whatnot, but you're just like, no, I would like my voice back. I'd like who I am back, and it was gone. And I coughed a lot. I mean, I still have coughing, but not like how I did at the beginning of my brain injury. And I don't know if it's because my throat was just irritated or, like you felt like there was something in your throat. When you do that, trying to, clear your throat. But I could do that all I wanted. It wasn't clearing nothing because as again, I said, it's from the inside and it's coming out. And when I went hoarse, like hoarse in the sense of, if you were, say, screaming and you're just like, you're cheering out, and then your voice goes hoarse afterward, or it's really sore the next day. This is how my voice was feeling on a continuous basis. So my throat was sore, as if I was like I had a perpetual cold, and your throat is sore. That's how my throat was feeling, and it was a long time. It was it was really some time before that 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 feeling of being strangled dissipated. It took some time for that swelling and that metallic taste. Once in a while, I'll still get it, but how it was predominant in the beginning is not like how it is now. And so the thing is that dryness, I still have it, y'all. It's still there. This is why I always have water. I'm not that far away from my thing of water. I always have it. I know it's all beat up now because it's fallen so many times. But I always walk with water. If I went for a walk, I have water. I go to the store, I've got water. before I get wherever I am, I always have water with me. And I always have ice water because I love me some ice water. And that helped with, the dryness. I still experience that dryness in my throat and in my mouth, still up to this day. It still is there. And that hoarseness, it still is there. I will, like, I'm trying to think of a way to explain it, to say how best, um, my horses comes, but it can come just because it comes. There is no rhyme or reason to it. It just comes. And so it's something that I still have to work with. Like I did a lot of therapies. I had a lot of practitioners, y'all. From one end of the city to the next, I've had practitioners, and outside of I've had practitioners. And the coughing, as I said, I don't cough the way that I used to. And again, I don't know if it's because of the seatbelt or if it's because of my brain injury, but there was a correlation somewhere. There was something that was causing this, you know, with all that was going on with me. And when you have a brain injury and you've got all of these other different issues, it is so hard trying to focus on one thing that, okay, it's my shoulder. I can't bend forward because I need to put my hand on my shoulder to stabilize myself. Well, which shoulder am I going to stabilize? The one that it feels the worst one at that particular time. You know what I mean? So you've got all of these other different issues to be dealing with, from, your headaches. And I don't even need to give you a list because you'll get that list later on, y'all. But it's not easy. And all I can keep saying is, throughout all of this, I try to maintain a positive outlook on all what was going. You know, joke and say, "Oh, because my voice is hoarse," I'm like, "Oh, I've got a sexy voice now." You can call me and I'll be like, "Hello," you know. So I tried even to make a little joke out of it, because if you don't do these kind of things, you will be going down a rabbit hole. Now, I don't know if anybody will be able to get you out of there, because I'm talking from experience, because these kind of things really bother me, because you know who you are when you have a brain injury. You know who you were before. You meet your practitioners now, and they only know you from your brain injury, unless you had a practitioner, like, you that you knew before you had a brain injury, and it's, again, I keep saying it's not easy, y'all. It is not easy. I'm just looking at my notes to making sure if there's anything. But yeah, it's not easy being fearful when you've got a brain injury, and then your throat is not working the way that it's supposed to, because how else are you going to communicate to the people? You've learned from yay yay all the way up to now that this is how you communicate. Outside of our hands and how our face looks and all that kind of stuff, but what we're saying, the tone and all that kind of thing, we rely very heavily upon that when we speak. And when that is damaged, you feel at a complete loss. I felt at a complete loss, because, you know, your mind might be thinking you're making sense. Your voice is coming out, but it's not making sense. And then your throat is now working correctly with your mouth and your brains. And so you got all of these different issues that is going on. And they're someone's trying to be relevant, but they're not being relevant because they're not making any sense in the situation that you're currently in. So I don't know. I got, there's a lot of things that takes place when you have a brain injury. And it's been a lot of things for me because I have grown to realize this is now a part of me. And all of these issues, like I said, my throat, yeah, and my mouth gets really dry. And my sorry, one thing I forgot to say, like even just from talking, like if I was talking, that caused my voice to be hoarse. That's another thing. I'm looking here and seeing talking horse. Um, that caused my voice to become hoarse. I could be eating something and, or if something went down the wrong part of my throat and, and I got it out and I go to talk, my voice is hoarse. So the brain injury affected my throat and my voice box in a lot of ways. And as I said, it takes time, y'all. It really takes time. And patience is not something, I'm not a very patient kind of person. I'm patient, yes, but I'm not a very patient. So I had to learn to become a patient kind of individual. I laugh because I'm thinking about, we're in like the microwave stage. You just teet, and your food warms up and you're good to go. This is not there. I had to turn on, go get the wood, start up the wood, put it in the pan, and reheat it and all that kind of stuff. That's the stage of where I am. And the microwave stage is where I knew I used to be. So we long for, well, not you, I long for things that I was able, could do, and I'm unable to do now. Like even for my singing. So with my throat, it affected even my singing too. I find, as I said, my throat gets really dry and it goes hoarse very easily. And so I always need to have um, water, like, to make sure my voice is properly. Sorry, I'm going to take a sip now. To make sure that my throat is moist. I was going to say lubricated, but moist. That my voice in my throat is moist. So this is why I walk with. I mean, I walked with water before, but not to the extent of what I do now. And so with this, as I said, there's a lot of challenges that one with a brain injury has. Because I've had a lot of challenges, y'all. A lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. I can't stress the word a lot. I've had a lot of challenges, and it takes time for you to be able to get over even one little hurdle. And this is why I keep emphasizing when you are able to do even a little piece, celebrate it. Celebrate it so that you are aware of, wait a minute, I couldn't do this before. I don't remember I was able to do this. I could do this now. I can turn the page because something as simple as that, because I find, like even now, I know this is off topic, but I find like with books and textile things, I find that like I loved reading, but I can't read books anymore because of the brain injury. I find that I can smell the ink. Like I can literally smell the ink and the pages. And for me, that is overloading and overwhelming. Like, when my youngest was young and, you're teaching them and he's looking at through the flyers. When I would be touching the papers of the flyers, I don't know, it's something just the tactile something. It, I I don't know. It was just something was off for me. Like that never affected me. You can just turn the pages and you're good, you're good. But now, no. I find that I'll be able to do a few, and then afterwards, no, I don't like it. Don't like it at all. And then I can literally smell the ink. As I said, when I go out to the store, and I can literally smell the sweat on people. Like my nose has no filter to say, oh no, you don't need to smell everybody and everything. No, no. Like, yeah, my nose is that good now. It's even worse than when I was pregnant. That's what I'm going to say. And so, but anyways, as I said, going back to with the always being dry and hoarse and coughing, it's subsided, but I still have echoes of that today still. It's still here. And so, will it ever go away? I doubt it. This is the 11th year. And I doubt it. I doubt it. It may come down in the intensity, like it not being all the time, every day, all the time. It might be every 2 days, all the time. So it may not be daily, 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 but it might be every other or every second day or something like that. You know what I mean? So it will go down, but will it ever dissipate completely? I don't think so because it hasn't for me. And I can't speak for everyone because everyone's brain injury, how it affects them will be different. Anyways, so I want to, hopefully, I've kept this short and sweet, hopefully. But I will take my leave now. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe and share this. If you are the one experiencing the brain injury, let me know. Were these symptoms similar to what you have or no? And if you are the one that is looking after the one with the brain injury, have you seen these kind of symptoms with them? Let me know. If not, um, you know, I will definitely see you in the next video and I will take my leave. And with that, I'll say bye.